It's the 90s and more Magic 105.9. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the YoShow. I'm Yolanda Neely, and I am excited. I told you about my special guest, and he is here. He is the president and CEO of the Communities of Coastal Georgia Foundation, Keeva Kase. Welcome to the YoShow.
Good morning, Yolanda.
It's so good to have you here.
It's good to be here with you.
It is awesome. So, before we even get into what the foundation is about, tell us a little bit about you. You're a Brunswickian, huh?
St. Simon's.
Oh,
I'll claim
Isles.
Brunswick, but yeah, Golden Isles. I grew up on St. Simon's. And,
Okay.
I'm one of the lucky locals.
Okay.
And, returned home from Atlanta about 2.5 years ago to take the role of my dream job at the Communities of Coastal Georgia Foundation.
That's got to be a dream job. Not only did you come home, but you're home on St. Simon's to do what you want to do,
right.
a dream job. How does that make you feel?
Out of the box, it's just it's a blessing to have found a role that puts my 25-year career of nonprofit management and community involvement into a position where I can help philanthropists and fund holders here in the Golden Isles and beyond. We serve Camden, Glenn, and McIntosh counties to help those fund holders find organizations and causes that matter to them.
Okay. So, since we're on that, tell us a lot about what the Coastal Georgia Foundation, the communities of that. What is it? What are you doing? What are you trying to achieve here?
Sure. So our mission is to strengthen our communities through engaged philanthropy, and we do that by connecting people who care with causes that matter in and beyond coastal Georgia. So started 20 years ago by a handful of community leaders to bring innovative philanthropic products to this region. The idea of a community foundation started well over 100 years ago in Cleveland, and it began with this concept of, how do you make your charitable dollars for good forever? So instead of giving them all away all at once in one tax year, you can give them away to a community foundation that has the ability to provide you with the tax shelter that you need, but also to stretch those dollars by investing them in the market. And as they grow, you recommend grants to the foundation, and we do the grunt work of processing those grants. So we simplify philanthropy for people that have means and want to get those means into the market to produce good.
And one thing I could say about this community, and I've been in many communities throughout my career, but this is a giving community. These are people here that, you don't know. A lot of people don't know the background of how many people have kind hearts and they help. And people like you are the ones that help distribute some of those funds. Am I correct?
Yeah. So that's a great point, and one that I think I want to emphasize is if I had a vision for coastal Georgia, I would want the world to look at us as one of the most generous places to be. It's a place where there's great need. You don't have to have a PhD in sociology to recognize the disparities in this community. A 6 Mile bridge seems like worlds apart sometimes. And I grew up here, so I've seen, what those differences look like, how they feel, and what they produce if we don't share, innovative outcomes, and if we're not generous to our communities, if we're not sacrificial. We're called to be sacrificing, givers. And I believe in sacrificial giving, and so we have folks here in this community who have means, and they want to do good with those means. But sometimes, they haven't been in the world of nonprofits or in community involvement, and they need a helping hand to walk them through the organizations that are the most effective. And that's one of the things that I think our little foundation prides itself on is, we look for solutions that matter, and that deliver results, not just, measuring our activities and making ourselves feel good about, I would say getting our help all over an issue. No, we look for the products, that are proven throughout, the country. And so putting to work best practices is one of the things that I pride myself on. And I'll give you an example. We have this campaign called the Under One Roof campaign, and in that campaign are organizations like Saved by Grace that helps men coming back into society that want to get back on their 2 feet through work. We have the Golden Isles Veterans Village, which provides transitional supportive housing to veterans who are at risk with their housing. And now we're working to bring City of Refuge from Atlanta, a proven 30-year model to help mothers with children get back on their feet with supportive services and employment. So we're not here, helping folks with handouts. We're here walking alongside folks to ensure that the people who care are connected to the causes that matter, and that we see the results in real time.
Absolutely. We're going to play a song. We're going to come back and talk just a little bit more of Mr. Keeva Kase, President, CEO, Communities of Coastal Georgia Foundation, right here on the YoShow, Magic 105.9.
On little tapes, on my stereo off of 105.9, and now look at me, Ma.
Okay.
Here I am on 105.9. This is so much fun.
Isn't it? It's kind of crazy because one of my dreams growing up, especially, I've been 40 years now in radio. I've always wanted to do a morning show. I mean, serious. I was like, I want to be in the mornings. I just love it. And even I'm like, can I wake up in the morning? Because that was always your progression. That's the dream. And the fact that, so my dream came true. Right?
It came true.
My dream came
God
true.
put you where He wanted you, and here you are.
Here
I'm
I am.
glad you're here.
I'm so glad to be here too. And I love working in this community. I love the people here. They've embraced me.
Well, I'm going to flip it on you. And off air, we were talking about how you had just gotten back in town, and you went and worked with a young girl, 7th grader, on podcasting and communications. Why don't you tell me about that work?
Okay.
That's important work.
Absolutely. Everybody, of course, and one of the things too, I'm so blessed to be at this company because they're supporting my dream. I own the Jazz Station, which is a nonprofit. And with that, I call it a jazz station with a mission. So it's just not a radio station, yes, but it's also an opportunity for myself and my partner to go out and to the Housing Authority, Brunswick Housing Authority, as well as Safe Harbor. And we work with kids here in our community, also the Teen Center. And we do podcasting classes because my dream is to have our kids find their voice. And I was working with a young lady. Her name is Janiyah Taylor. And Hey, Janiyah. And she's a 7th grader, and she is phenomenal. She's like, I'm going to do the podcast by myself. I said, yes, because what I want you to do, I want you to be able to walk into any room and have a conversation with anybody. And you won't feel intimidated. You'll look into their face, you'll look into their eyes, and you'll be able to hold your own. And I'm telling you, she sat down there. I was just amazed. I was almost in tears. I couldn't show that part because I was so proud of her. And when I see kids like that, and it's there, it's just you got to just take time, And I was tired, trust me, because I had just driven back from Macon and Savannah, and I hung out, and I had a weekend with the girls.
Of course.
But it was worth getting back home to sit down, with these kids.
Your listeners should see the smile on your face. You're illuminated.
Because it's what I do, It's a blessing.
I think we both have a common heart, which is that service is something that we've both been called to, and it takes many forms. It can be through communication programs like yours. It can come through Safe Harbor and Leslie Hartman and all the great work that they do with our state's foster care children. It can come through, our environmental causes, our arts, our conservation programs. There's so many great opportunities to serve in this community, whether it's through grant giving and in philanthropic investments, or through volunteering, or being a mentor. I mentor through communities and schools, and I was with my mentee yesterday. And he's a football player playing on both sides of the ball, and and he told me yesterday he made this. I felt like I was talking to my own children. He said, Mr. Kase, my grades have gone up, and I said, well, Eric, what did you do to get your grades up? He said, well, I'm doing my homework now. I said, well, imagine that. Imagine that. You do your homework and the grades go up.
Exactly.
But the connection and the ability to be in the lives of people. I grew up in this community with the Gathering Place.
Okay.
And so I was surrounded by mentors that walked alongside of me and made sure that that I focused on the things that would help build a strong future for myself. And lo and behold, when you put time and treasure and your talent into another individual, positive things happen.
Yeah,
and so
does.
I'm the beneficiary of generosity, and so I feel like what God's put in my life, I'm eager to put back out into the world and see, what I can harvest, for my sowing.
And I always say, to whom much is given, much is required. That's
right. And I feel like both of us have been given a lot.
And a cough.
And a cough.
And a cough and a tickle.
It's okay.
But I'm excited to be a part of this. Excited to know you. Get that tickle. And excited to learn more about nonprofit and doing what we do, because it is important. I've invested 40 years of my life into doing this. I love it. I love waking up in the morning and making people laugh and, doing stuff like that. But again, that other side, because I want to see it continue. I don't want it just to stop with me. And there's so many talented people that may feel, well, I don't know if I can be on the radio, or I can do a podcast, or I can be an influencer. Use your voice. Find your voice. It is there. So, whatever field or whatever, whether you're a nurse or a doctor or whatever you're doing, if you're giving back and you're helping, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, knowledge is power, right? Mm-hmm. So, there's a great saying, you know better, you do better. Mm-hmm. And I think the more we can share, you have 40 years in professional broadcast experience in major markets, right? Miami, New York, Nashville. And you brought those, big city experiences to this little community here. And goodness, how much are we going to benefit from you sharing your knowledge, your passions, your skills with young people who are going to be the next generation that'll follow behind you. And because you impart knowledge, they're going to know better. They're going to do better. They're going to see opportunities that they didn't see because you decided to share, your talents with them. And so that is a part of what the Communities of Coastal Georgia Foundation is all about. Is we are a matchmaker. We bring fund holders and causes together. We put together collaborations. You're a part of the nonprofit leadership roundtable that we're putting together, which is a group of coastal Georgia nonprofit executives who are looking to support each other, looking to advance a common cause, looking to be seen, and for our community to know that the nonprofit industry is here. We're strong, and we deserve your dollars.
Right.
And we're gonna work hard, holding each other accountable. With the loss of the United Way, which was nearly a 70-year institution on the coast. We lost a big funding partner for a lot of our nonprofits. And so we've got to come together and figure out a path forward to compel our corporate partners, our philanthropic partners, our major institutions to see the work that we do and understand our missions and come work with us and invest in the work that we do. And the foundation is that grant-making partner that assists those who have the funds with those that want to put those funds to work in the community. So I feel extremely fortunate to be in a position where I get to work with a great staff, a powerful board. I want to give a shout out to Hillary Stringfellow, our outgoing chairman, who's been with the foundation for many years. And we've got a great incoming chairman, the former CEO of the St. Mary's Methodist Church Foundation, Jeff Barker.
Wow. Okay.
And so we've got a great history of leadership on the board and staff level, and we look to the next 20 years of greater positive impact in this community.
Well, Keeva, I really, really appreciate you, shouting everybody out and coming here and explaining, because a lot of people don't really understand, why this is important again as a community in whole. And, there are people that want to help, and this is a way that you can help. And trust me, that's where your dollars go. That's what happens.
That's right. Over $50 million have been invested in our communities over the last 20 years, and that's not nothing.
That's right. That's real deal.
That's real deal, and that's because of the leadership thinking, about best practices and bringing a community foundation solution. There's over 1,000 community foundations around the nation, and it's a $1 trillion industry, and so to have our little shop here that's growing, and to be a part of that growth and leading it into the future is an extraordinary responsibility. But I'm having a ton of fun. Mm-hmm. It's a ton of fun working with all these nonprofit leaders, to work with people who care, who want to get involved. We've got a very engaged board. We have a first-rate staff, and we're making giving simple, mm-hmm. and making it straightforward, and making it make sense. And so, if you're interested in learning more about donor-advised funds, scholarships, field of interest funds, we have all sorts of tools that allow philanthropists, which is in the Latin, it means the lover of humanity. Mm-hmm. And so we're here to assist folks who want to make a difference, to do it in a simple, straightforward way, and provide you with the back office support that you need to be that philanthropist. And so reach out to us. Look us up at coastalgeorgiafoundation.org. You can Google us. You can call us. We're online. You can email us, and we will be responsive to your outreach.
Well, that is so awesome. Thank you so much, Keeva, taking a moment to come here and talk to our listeners and tell us more about what you're doing and the good that's being done here in the community. Sometimes you always hear the other stuff. Yeah. So that's why I wanted to bring light of all these people, so many people in this community that cares. Again, a very generous community here in the Golden Isles.
And you're a part of that. So thank you for all that you do to lift up our kids' voices and let them be heard.
Yes, I was blessed that I had somebody to help me. So, I just want to pay it forward. That's right. Again, I always say, to whom much is given, much is required. So Thank you so much, Keeva, for stopping by. The YoShow on Magic 105.9.